lovelies, this is Blossom. So today I have another review for you, which is a bit unlikely for me to have two in a row, but I guess that's fine. I got those two decks more or less at the same time. This one a little bit later, and as you see, it is Alice the Wonderland Oracle. This one is by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett-Griffith. As for those who know her artwork, it's clear to see. And yeah, it's a nice little oracle, and I'm going to show it to you. I think it's not available in the US just yet. I ordered it from Book Depository, so that's why I got it a little bit earlier, but I also had to wait a few weeks until I got it. This is why I haven't seen all the cards before. I haven't seen any reviews before I got it. I just went onto the homepage and checked it up there. Now let's have a look at it. I'm sorry, I didn't show you the box, but I think it's always the same one. It's Blue Angel. So the guidebook. Here we have the contents. So it's an introduction and the card meanings. So what she writes, the usual introduction that you have, and then also how this oracle came to be. And there you can see that she writes here, throughout my journey in Japan, which was wondrous, amazing and very curious indeed, I carried Alice with me. Every day I randomly opened my book and flicked through the pages as I was shuffling through cards, sorry about that. I let the pages fall where they willed, and when the book opened, I would read the first passage that caught my eye. And this is more or less how this oracle came to be, which is interesting. I don't know if you have ever done that, but I did it, just going randomly through a book, just point somewhere, and that is something like your daily guidance. I love doing that. Can't do that on Kindle though. So then she also writes about the wisdom of Wonderland, how to work with Alice, so the usual. So if you are familiar with, honestly, any oracle deck, then you know what you can expect. So about how to write your question, and I did complain a little bit last time about the spreads. So here we have again the 1-card spread, the 3-card spread, the Celtic cross, because it's everywhere. I'm not complaining about the Celtic cross, but you see it just everywhere. And then but we have 2 new spreads. One is down the rabbit hole spread, which is interesting, and through the looking glass spread. Sounds interesting as well. After your Wonderlands reading, so it's about cut any energetic cords, she writes, and then caring for the energy of your Wonderland deck. It's suggestions of her how to work with a deck. Then we have the cards themselves, all in the golden afternoon, for example, here, which is completely irrelevant now. But I just move on. So we have always a little quote from the book, and then she writes a little bit of it from what's happening in that scene of the quote and how you can read it with the cards. Then we have a very quick divination meaning, and for the reverse cards, if you don't want to read everything. However, it is not so much to read, so that's fine. But if you just want a jumping off point, then that's good. So it's not that much information. For me, it's quite a good amount of text. It's not too much, it's not too little. That depends highly on your personal preference, what you like. The whole book has then 220 something, 23 pages, which is, the average size, I would say. You see already the book is very glossy, the cards as well. So let's go to the cards then. You can see the back yeah, either you like it or not. Sorry about the glass. So I lay them down. It shouldn't be a problem now. They are, you know, what you expect, glossy, which is great for outdoor readings, but not so good for filming or photos, you know. And I will go. So what I want to say about this stack first is I find it very readable, and I find, in my opinion, I find it very readable in everyday life. In, you know, it's not too super spiritual. Let me just zoom in. There we go. I don't find it too highly spiritual that you can't apply it to everyday life anymore. Which is good. I find it very useful for daily draws. I'm only using it for 1.5 weeks, so I don't want to make too big of announcements about this deck. You know, I think you have to work a while with a deck before you can talk too much about it. But for that week and a half, it's more or less like a first impression. And yeah, and for that I find, you know, daily draws are fun with this stack, as with the Blessed Bee Oracle from before, and I actually use those two together, and they work really, really well. They complement each other in a unexpected way. I don't know why they work so well together, but they do. So in case you are interested in both stacks and you want to mix them up, you know, just in case. Yeah, so let's go to the first card. I don't read the first few cards now because I think when you go to the Blue Angel homepage, you can see the guidebook text for those first 3 or 4 cards you can find there. So if you want to read a little bit, you can do that. So let's start, finally. All in the golden afternoon, inspiration, creative spark, imagination and conception. Then the second card. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, pause before action. I'm just reading here. Yeah, well, like I said, you can see that on the homepage, I think. And then follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. Then we have falling with the unknown, descent, momentum, change. And here the quote, for example, is, I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. And then we have number 5 with becoming braver. And for example, the divination meaning here would be, you have been tested. The development of strength and resilience through the courageous meeting of challenges, the demonstration of great character, the acknowledgement of how much you have learned, the ability to cope with so many little things due to a great ordeal endured with grace, dignity and humor. Testing times shows true character. And just a little piece of the text. Then we have number 6 with choices, feeling blocked and restrained. Number 7, investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. And the quote is very short. Here you can see, no, I look first. Do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. So this is about toxic situations, people, relationships, and also about changing unhealthy and harmful thoughts and beliefs about yourself. Interesting that it's always absinthe. Jasmine Beckett Griffiths often brings absinthe into her art. Number 9, curiouser and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. And it talks about new and unfamiliar places and surroundings, and grows amid strange customs and people, changing as a person, new interests and talents are being discovered. Then we have number 10. Follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. We should do that. We all should do that, right? That's good advice, to follow your own advice. Then changed in the night. You have changed quickly. And it talks about unexpected change, but also to adjust to a new situation and to find out more about who you are. Then lead the way. Be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. All must have prizes, trying to please everyone. And it talks about trying to keep everyone happy, treating everyone as equals, and rewarding those who have not worked hard, playing nice, wanting to please, an inability to choose who or what is best for you, trying to be fair but avoiding difficult decisions is not fair on yourself, maintaining illusions to avoid disappointing others. Interesting. Yep. Clock time. Time, pressure, in a rush. So that's a card, for example, that Lucy Cavendish often uses. So, you know, the time pressure. But it's definitely a thing. Then we have messages for rabbits, service to the animal world, animal communication, and feeling drawn to animals more so than humans, and rewards of friendship, closeness, and trust. And in the reverse, for example, feeling bewildered by animals, making assumptions about animals' behaviors, and feeling that you know about them but missing the messages they are sending. Just short, I don't read everything, you know. Then we have 16, a moment's regrets, nostalgia, idolizing the past, feeling you've made a mistake. I'm always a bit weird with these cards. I know they often turn up. They also turn up in tarot. I don't have that idolizing the past. I'm very... This is just, you know, a random thought. Sorry about that. So, but I am very, very objective when it comes to past. And it's interesting that is something that turns up. I know from a lot of people, you know, that they do idolize the past, and that it's always a bit with pink glasses, you know, and it's interesting. I don't have that. I have other things that are not great, but I don't have that. Now, 17, growing up, wanting to grow in experience. And in the divination it says, understanding that years bring their lessons to you, embrace becoming an elder, watching time make its marks upon you, and embracing the signs of aging. So there's, for example, I don't like growing up. That's bad. No need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. Then, who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. A fascination with getting to know yourself again. Interesting. I like that. So as you see already, it is definitely always Alice. We have in every card Alice. And it's definitely an Alice deck more than Wonderland. That is maybe something you need to consider if you want more Wonderland. This is really, really Alice specific in the images, you know. That's why I'm still thinking about the Alice Tarot or the Wonderland Tarot. It's weird that I don't have it yet because I did pre-order it and then I saw the Hermit card and I cancelled my order, which never happens that I, just because of one card, would cancel an order. But it's the Hermit. So, but if you, so sorry about that, again, a random thought, I'm not focused today. Just, you know, you have Alice all over the place and very little Wonderland. Then, I didn't say the other one that was keep your temper, you saw that. The right way, learning to create what you desire. Set your course. Have a plan, the right direction. We are all mad here, so important. Everyone is a little different. I have that very big on my car in front. So when I come, everybody knows what's going on. Use your time well. Make every moment count. Wake up. It's your moment. I love that one. It's very pretty. Then it's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, repetition. And it says a change in schedules, repetition, cycles, patterns and loops. Situations being repeated, being trapped by schedules that need to be changed. A wonderful time to challenge the order in which things are done, reworking traditions so they are more aligned with the way you see the world. And then in the reverse it says wanting to keep to routine and to the schedule, an inability to be spontaneous and break free of what has been decided. Then we have painting the roses red with covering up arrows. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense, and here, for example, the quote is, "The queen turned crimson with fury, and after glaring at her for a moment like a wild beast, began screaming, 'Off with her head! Off with—'" "Nonsense," said Alice very loudly and decidedly, and the queen was silent. There we go. And in general, it's sometimes, like Alice, you are going to surprise yourself with your courage. When someone is being aggressive and threatening, you will need to stand up to them and speak to them in a very firm and strong manner, much as Alice does to the queen, who is overly fond of abusing her power, threatening nearly everybody and relating to people in one way only, overbearance. If this is taking place with a personal situation within your life, you need to call that someone out in their bad behavior. So this was this much, and then we still have all the rest here. Then we go on with find the lesson. It's also nice. So there we have more of a scene, not so up close. Then we have law is not justice, rules are not fair. I think we all know that. Then 31 with belief, strange encounters, meeting people who are very unlike people you have met before, mystic events and peculiar experiences, interacting with different cultures, customs and belief systems, mystical encounters with elemental beings who interact with you, finding they are just as real as you, and so on. Belonging to your own dream. I want to be a queen. We see the cat, the Cheshire Cat, a lot as well. And then impossible things, working through disbelief and a fresh perspective. Here the quote is, "There's no use trying," she says. "One can't believe impossible things. I dare say you haven't had much practice," said the queen. "When I was your age, I always did it for half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast." Think about that. Then we have never jam today. Shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. Then we have nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messengers. Then you are rare and free. There are not many like you. Uncertainty, choose who you will become. Then keeping up, immense effort, advice. It's about, that you have to work very hard and even a bit more, and you have to push a bit further. Oh, that's cute. Forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Then mortality. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Then manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. Also a good card, I think. Then number 44, you can't go back to yesterday, be in the present. And the last card, with such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, coming home. And in the divination meaning it says, a time when work must be done, eat well and prepare good meals, make magic in your everyday activities and ordinary moments. A return from extraordinary experience, adventure, travel or holiday. When the time is right, you will encounter Wonderland once again. So those were all the cards. And yeah, as always, I do a quick sample reading. Again, I will do it quick, as I'm still not in a mood to do very elaborate readings for myself on YouTube. Which is, you know, it's not a bad thing. No, it's something that is. It's simple as that. Okay, let's have a look. So, the spread I chose is Down the Rabbit Hole spread. So this is the layout. I will bring the card forth as this is a bit far away. Small table, big cards. So my question in mind was more or less about my journey with my artwork, and this includes pretty much everything. But I am very, you know, I'm good with photos, I'm good with videos, but I'm really bad when it comes to drawing. And then also, you know, I'm working with, if you're new to my channel, you may not know that, or, you know, even if you're not new to my channel, you may not know that. I work with watercolors, and it is very, very much a new medium for me. And also drawing in general, you know. I always was the one who worked much more with photography and filming, and you know, with programs, and not so much drawing. And I become very insecure. I'm making my own tarot and my own oracle deck at this time using watercolors, but I sometimes do get stuck because, yeah, I feel, you know, to say it very simply, I don't like my own artwork, and there's so little time to practice more and to make it really nice and the way I want it. So I do have a tendency to sometimes get frustrated about it, but I also, you know, I actually know what I have to do. So let's go into the spread. Okay, so for the first position, the card on the left, we have the White Rabbit. What you need to follow, create, or be inspired by, an opportunity for you to go after. And then we have follow your own good advice. Yeah, so I said it already. I actually know what I need to do. And it seems like this advice would be good for me if I just would follow it. And in the book, in the guidebook, it also talks about harsh self-judgment and to make the same mistake over and over again. But definitely there is the need to listen to yourself because you know what is best for you. So that is definitely true. And it also says you are being gently advised to settle yourself emotionally, to think through a problem, and to follow your good advice to yourself. And it gives you the reminder that you should treat yourself like a close friend without criticizing yourself too harshly for the situation you currently find yourself in. And yeah, I think that is more or less my main problem, to be very, very harsh with myself instead of just, you know. I would never talk to a friend like I talked to myself. And yes, I do talk to myself. So number 2, the second card, with the Fall. what you will discover about yourself during the descent. And there we have number 9, curiouser and curiouser. Okay, so when it talks about what you will discover about yourself, and it says discovery, that's interesting. It talks about new and unfamiliar places and surrounding, which makes sense when I say I learn new mediums. Another new medium that I'm actually working with right now is digital painting. So I have a new program. It is a free program which I work with, digital painting, and I'm also currently testing another program where I could do stuff like more photo manipulation in an easier way. So I have programs for that, but I have a trial version of a program, and it's so much easier and more intuitive. So what it says in the guidebook here, new interests and talents are being discovered, which is interesting when you go through, new stuff and you see how you work with it. And this could be the thing that I'm just talking about, using different kind of mediums. So maybe there's more talent in that, and I could dive a little bit deeper into that and see where it leads me. Then the next cards. And again, the position on the left is the 3rd card, the release. What you need to let go of in order to pursue your dreams. To open one door at the bottom of the rabbit hole, you must let go of the possibility of opening another door. So what do you need to let go of? And there I have, I wonder what will happen next. In the reversed meaning, it talks about attachment to habit and a lack of curiosity and satisfaction remaining within the same world in a repetitive cycle. This is interesting. So this talks about something that is definitely a thing. Not so much, I'm not very much of a routine person, but I do, when something becomes a little bit difficult, like with the artwork, I tend to go back to what I know, what I can do good. In my case, for example, photography and video, because it's easier for me to do. It's, I really like to express myself through, especially video. This is something that I love doing, and I don't want to be, but I know I'm good at it. And you only see a small amount of what I actually do on YouTube, because, my channel is not so much about the artsy style videos, but I do bring it in from time to time, so I tend to go back to that and really, go into that comfortable zone, and I need to let go of that and, just be ready for a challenge and for new experiences in the other art work possibilities. So that was number 3. Number 4, the madness, the great challenge of the adventure, the aspect you may doubt within yourself as you undergo your journey. And then we have set your course. So the great challenge, exactly. Know where you wish to go in this life. Have a plan, the right direction. That is definitely a challenge in general, because I am actually a very creative person, but I have way too many ideas at the same time. So I do this and that and that, and then another thing. Oh, and that's great. Oh, let's do that too. And so I don't have that one direction. I have like 15. And I think there's the lack of focus then definitely taking place. It's actually who I am and what I do. But focusing more on one project at a time would be definitely beneficial. And as I say, like, I don't have enough time to practice. Well, I could take this time and do other things less than, or just allowing myself, for example, a week where I do nothing else but practicing. I know it's not going to happen, within a week, but I have every day like 3 different things I do that I do just now in my free time without the actual work. So I just, then I have to do videos for YouTube. Now I'm currently working on a course that I want to release very soon, or that I start very soon. Let's put it like that. Then I work a lot on my photography. Then I want to sew again. Then I want to create photo collages. Then I want to make some music. For example, it's there's only so much time, right? And then, not even talking about the spiritual path that you take for yourself. It just, there's then a lack of, I always wish I could be somebody who has one hobby. Would be great. I do envy sometimes my husband. He's very focused on 1-2 things in his life. And that's what he does. And many people are, They have those 1-2 big hobbies. I have like 15. And yeah, well, that's it. That's the story of my life. It sounds dramatic. It really isn't. Okay, so the next 2 cards. Okay, the wisdom, the lesson you will learn through your adventure. And there we have shine bright like a candle. I'm checking up in the book. So you will make it through it. That sounds like it's gonna be horrible. In the divination meaning, it talks about that your divine light is strong and that you are radiant and hopeful, and that there is a hopeful future and wondering about life and death and contemplating the purpose of your existence, connections with the afterlife. I just think you will, the lesson that is learned through that there's just more to it. And I do think whatever you create in life, what the message here, what I just take very quickly now, is what you create. It doesn't matter what you create, it will be there long after you. And even if you think like sometimes, it's just a very quick example, when I create videos and you see, in a couple of days, for example, you only have like a very few views, it is something that is gonna be there for a long, long time, as long as YouTube is still free, in my case. But, and don't underestimate what it can give to others. Even if you, like me, I'm a very small channel, for example, and for the rest of artwork, it's not going to be just there for a minute and for a moment, but it's going to be lasting, and my own divine light will shine through. So number 6, I guess. Yes, 6. The challenge. And this card signifies you climb out of the perils and enchantments of Wonderland and what you will need to do to make a success of bringing back what you have learned. And there we have impossible things. So what I need to take with is to accept what seems unlikely. Becoming better at something you care about or changing something for the better. Meditate on a miracle and believe in impossible things. Well, I think I'm pretty good at that, and that is what I need to take back. And so this could go many ways with, I keep that to myself. Okay, let's have a look at the next 2 cards. So card number 7, the Ascent. One of the great benefits of this adventure, an integration of the dreamlike world of Wonderland with the everyday world of humanity. It's interesting how, the position repeats the card. Belong to your own dream. So the great benefits. So for example, in the guidebook, it says for the divination part, finding you have been following a plan and path that is not truly your own, and that deciding to take steps to live in a way that is authentic and truly your own, rebelling, wishing to live in your own world, no longer making decisions, staying with people or in jobs that are not part of your dream. This is, yeah, definitely finding your own path, but I do believe that I'm much more on it. But what is more the thing is, especially when it comes to art, you do stuff like checking up on Instagram, and you do see all the others creating that amazing, amazing art, and you start comparing, and you want to do that too. But then you have to find, I just need a reminder. I have my own talents, and even if I can't do that what they can, I have my own talents, and I need to focus on that and following that, and not get distracted so much by things that I may never achieve, you know. That is a possibility. It's, I know normally people say, you know, you can do everything you want to, you just need to believe in yourself. I'm more realistic and like, no, you know, you cannot do everything you want to. There are always limits, and that's fine. Learn to accept those limits and live in your own world, your dream, and use your own talents to move forward. And then for the last card, number 8, we have the awakening. Like Alice, you will awaken. And when you do, you will have changed. This card indicates just how you have changed and what you can now give to the world as a result of your adventure. And they have number 38 with you are rare and free. There are not many like you. A struggle to find places where people accept you or where you feel you fit in. Again, story of my life. I always have that. Even if I'm like in communities or whatever, I never truly 100% fit in that too, because of my many aspects and many interests, and embrace your otherness. You know, that's all I need to do. And yeah, I even think through every kind of art I do, which is, you know, photography, video, drawing, even if my drawing is bad. Don't be so critical, right? Embrace your bad art. Makes you special. Sorry, I'm just really in a special mood today, which can, you know, I'm not taking my reading serious just today. Sorry about that. No, it's just a sample reading for you. It's not let's dive deep into something. It's just a sample reading so that you can see a bit how those cards works together. And I'm just not very serious today. I don't feel like it. So that's it. Even if I didn't do a very serious reading, I hope this was helpful and that you could have a good look at the cards before you purchase it. I purchased it quite blindly, but like I said, I find it very readable and also in everyday life situations, and not so obscure. Or, you know, I really do enjoy this deck, and it's probably, it's very possible that it's going to be a very popular deck. I don't know. I'm really bad at those things, but I could imagine, because of the Alice theme is a thing now. I love Alice, of course. And so I do have to think again about this tarot deck. If any of you have it, I would love to hear your opinions about the Alice Tarot as well as about this deck. So leave a comment, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, I wish you all a wonderful day, much love and many blessings, and bye bye.